Hey y'all, trust you're well. Trying to get back on the video track. Last week was great. Not great for the channel, but it was great. And trying to get back on track. Well, it seems like over the past couple of days, what we are seeing is that the administration is looking into holding people who had questions about the 2020 election and holding them to account. I think from a general standpoint, I think that'd be a good thing. But I am pretty cynical at this point. I am not. I don't know if you are. So write what you think in the comments. I don't think anything's going to happen. I don't think anything's going to come. I know that there's going to be a grand jury and panel, and I know James Comer has sent subpoenas for like Hillary Clinton and John Brennan and a whole bunch of other people. I don't think any of them are going to show, and who knows if there are going to be any indictments from the grand jury, and there is a double-edged, although maybe both sides are dull, sword on this. Let's say if the grand jury brings in indictments against Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama and John Brennan, and Bill Clinton, and just start bringing the indictments, and then you lose those cases. Then you lose. Then what happens? Let's say that you're going to that you bring it in this grand jury and you're going to try to get indictments on those people and more, and no indictments come. Nothing happens. There is this over-promising and completely under-delivering. Because now you have the base, the grassroots base, the Trump base, just all jacked up. And what they're expecting in this fever dream, I think, is to see Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama and John Brennan and Bill Clinton, in an orange jumpsuit being frog marched off to federal prison. Not gonna happen. It is not going to happen. The best thing that can come out of this is that the evidence comes out of any and all wrongdoing by the aforementioned, and that ends up in the public record. Ends up in the public record so people can search it. People can, so the legacy is preserved. And to make sure, hopefully, that doesn't happen again. That the lawfare and the Steele dossier and on and on and on, those things can't happen again. Yeah. But this fever dream, this wet dream, this grassroots wet dream of seeing Barack Obama in an orange jumpsuit being frog marched off into federal prison. Yeah. Keep that in your private moments, because that's not going to happen. None of us out here are ever going to see that. And they're not going to be made poor by having to defend themselves in court. Who doesn't think that the Democrat machinery will crank up and pay every cent of all of these people's legal fees and couch it on the protection of democracy? Who doesn't think that Act Blue is going to crank it up? Now, I know it seems like, well, Willie, if nothing's going to happen, why are we doing this? That's a very good point. It's really more symbolic than anything. And I think that those of us on the right have to look at this situation and go, well, you know what? you sort of have to temper your expectations about what this is all about and what really is going to happen. And stop thinking that we can only do one thing at a time. You know, a lot of you are invested in, again, seeing Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama being frog marched into prison. You know what I'd like to see in the meantime? I'd like to see serious tax reform, not just a tax cut, but serious tax reform. That's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see the dissolution of the Department of Energy, the Department of Education, the IRS. Yes, I'd like to see a full audit of the Federal Reserve, because those are the kinds of things that are going to be transformative. Yeah, I mean, it may get your rocks off to see Barack Obama, behind bars in an orange jumpsuit, and wear his mugshot picture, on a T-shirt. I mean, that might get your rocks off. But what's really going to make a transformative difference in this nation is some of the things that I mentioned. That's what we ought to be focused on. Those are the things that we should concern ourselves with. And what makes me sad is I don't see that either. I don't see any of that either. Because we're all involved in this politicians of DC, like this housewives of Atlanta sort of mentality. It's time that the grown-ups take back the nation. I believe it's time for the grown-ups to take back the nation. And the grown-ups are concerned with grown-up things. Not just things that'll make them giggle. Not necessarily the things that will just make them feel good for a second. The grown-ups are concerned with what's going to make things better for everybody in the long term. And the things I mentioned, the dissolution of the Department of Energy, the dissolution of the Department of Education, taking even the EPA and sending all those resources out to every single state, getting rid of the IRS, and not just, invoking a tax cut, invoking an entire revamping of the tax system. Now, I don't care if you're a fair tax person or a flat tax person. I don't care. But what's happening now needs to go to make government live within its means. If Trump and the Trump administration is serious about the golden age of America, that will spark the golden age of America. Just those things there will spark the golden age of America. What do you think? Write it in the comments. My name is Willie Lawson, and this has been an addendum to the Morning Report. The Morning Report is a production of FightBackMedia.com, 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 and FightBackMediaTV.com. Until we see you again, go out there and do something. Learn something. Love somebody. And for goodness sakes, take care of yourself. We'll see you when we see you. Bye now.